You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Hello, Montgomery County. All Montgomery County, Conroe, Tamina, the Woodlands, Magnolia, Montgomery, Willis, New Waverly, Splendora, Cut and Shoot, Texas. Giddy up, boy. Yee-haw! What y'all doing up there? Cut and Shoot, Texas. What? What you talking about, Willis? Sorry about that, Jackie. Sorry about that, all the green Wallaces and stuff like that. It's just funny. What can I say? Folks, it has been a long time since I have been on the air with you guys, and you're probably telling yourself, thank the Lord, we had a break from you. Well, the bad news is I'm back. The good news is I'm back. I'm in a great mood. I'm in high spirits. I'm feeling great. But then there's also a part that's just down, that's blue. I'll even use the big D word, depressed. Man, there's so much going on in my life. It's overwhelmingly insane. But then I stop and think, I'm not gutting my 2-story house. I didn't lose 2 cars. I didn't lose a friend like that floated away or had a heart attack. I don't have an elderly mom and dad in a nursing home that was in water all night because the rescue boats sent to help weren't allowed to go in because the sheriff department didn't want them to because they weren't official. But I won't go there today. There's a time and a place. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there and talk about how some shelters had openings but wouldn't take people just for 3 days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a time and a place where that needs to be talked about. But not today. Today we're going to talk about Hurricane Harvey, the devastation. We're going to talk about the positive side of it, meaning you say, well, what's positive about devastation? What's positive about that? The love of the community coming together, the love of people outside in other parts of the world and our country coming together to help others. Some people being able to put their differences aside, at least for now, while we help others, and then you can pick up that pitchfork later if you want to. Just the immense volunteerism, the hugs. Yeah, man, I get a couple of hugs every morning. That's pretty daggum cool. And even Johnny Kerr, Johnny Kerr, Integrity Comfort Solutions, he hugs pretty good. He's not bad. Mark Jefferson hugs pretty good. So that's what we're going to talk about, folks. And we're going to talk about Richard Schishler, who just walked by the window. So we have a paparazzi out there. He walked by. He was a cruising paparazzi. So we're going to talk about Harvey, hurricane relief efforts. We're going to start off talking about the Friends of Conroe and how their overwhelmingly wonderful idea was small in comparison to what it grew into. I've got 2 people with me today. I've got Lara and Gabby Pena that are going to talk about what they've seen, what they've heard. I'm going to talk about the Friends of Conroe in a way of, I don't know who they are, but the disclaimer here, folks, is I am a member of the Friends of Conroe. I was part of the group spearheading this, but I was not the focus. I wasn't the true leadership, let's say. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm bringing this up because I'm a part of it and I want to toot the horn. I'm bringing it up because I was there. And I know these people, and I'm going to be bringing on some of these volunteers. And I saw what grew into incredible love for others that needs to be shared. And in my opinion, this show needs to be shared 3 months from now when we've forgotten what it was all about and we get a little stale. In my opinion, this show needs to be shared, 6 months from now when we've got another storm coming so we spearhead everybody to get prepared in advance. But we're going to have Gabby and Lara talk about some of the people, some of the names, some of the things they've seen. I want them to share their experiences, and we'll share stories, and I'll throw stuff in there too. But a lot of this I want to come from them. And if they tell you anything nice about me, I paid them. I told them I got them some breakfast tacos tomorrow. So let's take a break. When we come back, you'll get to meet Lara and Gabby. Oh, and Gabby's pretty cool. She has an internship with a pretty cool dude. We'll talk about that. You're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate on Lone Star Community Radio. Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. We'll be right back.
Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce Chamber Chat. The show airs on the first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio. Join hosts Courtney Galley and Brian Bondi as they chat about the Chamber's events and programs for the month and invite Chamber members into the studio to talk about their upcoming events and businesses. Learn about your Chamber with Chamber Chat every first Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
We're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing. Giddy up as the Charles drive time in a metro world. Beaumont, dude. Oh, my God, I just realized that. I hope he's okay. Hope his house is okay. All right, folks, you're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate. I'm back. We're going to be talking. We're going to do a series today, tomorrow, and next week, and maybe longer, stories from the storm. And there's going to be some negatives in there. There's going to be some heartache in there. But the point behind stories from the storm are the ones that make you cry because there was a happy ending of some kind. The ones that you and I would look at somebody and say, how in the world can you have that outlook? How in the world can you be happy? And they're going to say, because I didn't die. You know, or there's something there. And I think we need more of that. I don't want to be the media. Oh, man, can we get enough of the same shot for 12 hours of the reporter in front of the flooded cars and the flooded people that they were there this morning, they were there an hour later, they were there an hour later, they were there an hour later. Oh, my God. Can these be, does that sell? Is that what sells in media, in TV? I just don't get it, you know? And Port Arthur and Beaumont, where's the national coverage? Is it out there? I don't have cable anymore. Is there national coverage on Port Arthur and Beaumont? Is there anybody from Houston going over there? How come Houston channels aren't there? If they're there, maybe it's because I don't have cable and I don't turn the regular TV stations on that often. But, folks, we spent a lot of time with Brandon Creighton this morning. We've been on the phone with his office off and on. But he's one of the ones that he hasn't been around the Friends of Conroe Disaster Relief Center until today, but that's because he's been in the water. He's been in the field every single day, and not for photo ops. Part of the job of one of those leaders is to connect people. It's to use your influence to connect this emergency management person to this one, this food bank person to this one, to find out that you've got a grassroots effort over here and you need somebody to get to this community center that's only serving 20 families that they can't get out. Okay, well, they can do it. That's your job. That's your role. And that's what he's doing. And I'll name some more names in a minute, but big shout out to people like Will Metcalf, who, same thing, he helped us connect to people. He came to the VFW hall multiple times to say hi to the people and then work. I mean, he literally he was there for hours to work. He wasn't looking for a camera. And there's more. So before we get into that, I'm going to introduce you to Lara and Gabby. How y'all doing?
Great.
Good. Last time we had you on, the roles were reversed.
That's right.
You were doing the interview and stuff. We were talking, and Mom was just here to support you. Mm-hmm. And you've grown up so much since then. You're not a little girl anymore. You're a young lady.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yep, there you go. All right, hey. All right. Some people with the Friends of Conroe weekend before last, got together over the phone, email, text, whatever, and decided to get together and to cook meals for a couple of hundred first responders, ditch diggers, linemen, anybody that, city, county employees, anybody that was out in the field, anybody that was out going to be rescuing and saving people and working those long hours. They wanted to cook and feed them. They wanted to take it to them. They wanted them to come pick up 20 boxes. They wanted to come sit down in the VFW hall and relax. That would be for displaced people as well. And then toward the end of the week, there was one day where I think we crested or close to 3,000 prepared meals in one day, and 90% of them were delivered out by volunteers that were supporting the Friends of Conroe Disaster Relief Team. 1,200 tacos one morning.
Wow.
1,200 breakfast tacos were cooked and rolled. So that's why Christy never wants to eat another breakfast taco, but probably for about another month. She's a Texan. She'll eat one. But then it morphed into just insanity. And this was from Monday to Saturday. We took a week ago Sunday off. What's today? So a week ago, yeah. What's today, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay, we've been in that building over a week, right? Yeah. God.
No, we've been in that building for 4 days. That's it. I know. It's crazy.
Today's Thursday.
No, today's Wednesday.
Mom, today's Thursday.
Okay.
See, this is what happens
Oh,
when all you do is help. You forget.
That's
the
right.
days run
So
together.
we took off Sunday this past week, but we really didn't take it off.
No, we didn't.
We brought stuff over
We transitioned.
and started unloading and started organizing, because when Christy took the physical day off, didn't go out because she hurt her back. She couldn't move. But she probably still had between 200 or more phone calls, texts, Facebook messages, still connecting. So she didn't take the day off. She just couldn't get up, out of the house. And so we started in that place Sunday. Okay, yeah, there we go. But from Monday a week ago to Saturday, it morphed into just insanity. And the Friends of Conroe and all the volunteers and all the helpers and all the donors have touched thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lives that others weren't able to. Now, folks, when you hear me talk about others weren't able to, I'm not pointing a finger that you don't want to, you don't care. Some organizations just weren't staffed. Or, like, there's a couple organizations that are staffed and they have paid staff, but they just don't have the volunteer base or the voice to get it, or so there's no means to put it out. God blessed this group because technically the Friends of Conroe weren't really set up to do this on their own either.
But God.
Yeah, so it wasn't even them doing that. It was them bringing their pieces together, and then it blew up. So now we're over there. Why don't you tell everybody, Lara, what you did this morning, and then we'll work backwards.
This morning, we got here in time to be a part of unloading that 18-wheeler that came in.
53-foot trailer.
Oh, my gosh. And we heard about it a few days ago, but we were so busy unloading all those other trucks that we really didn't wrap our mind around it until yesterday. We saw the video that they posted in New York. And I saw that this morning, and I remember sending you a text going, did you see the size of that thing, Nathan? Oh, my gosh. And we got here, and the number of volunteers, as with every other day, you just let them know what the need is, and these people come out of the woodwork just wanting to be a part of it. Now, this is just people like me doing what I can do. Okay, I can't pack an 18-wheeler. But I can call my girlfriend, Angie, in Kentucky and say, hey, would you mind doing an underwear drive? And she said, I'll do one better than that. I'll do a dollar for dollar fundraiser. And so she put out a post, just a girlfriend of mine for 25 years. Gives me chills just thinking about it. She did a dollar for dollar match. And she called me 2 days ago and said, hey, I've raised $1,000. What do you need? By then, we knew that people had lost their mattresses. And we didn't have anything to give people to sleep on. Yeah, we were giving them cleaning supplies, but where are they going to sleep, Nathan? They are not going to leave their house now that they're cleaning it out. And so she's sending us 100 blow-up mattresses. Wow. Another friend from high school back in Central Florida who is now dealing with her own situation out there, right? Everybody in Florida is bracing for this beast called Irma. And
do you know why Irma's so mad?
I don't know.
Do you know why Irma's so vicious?
What?
Because Harvey took advantage of her. They were married. tried to take her money.
Oh, here we go.
He
Here we
split.
go.
He split. He ran up here to Texas, so she's looking for him.
Well, all his exes live in Texas. Is
That's
that
it.
how it goes? Okay. Well, so, just me up here this morning helping to unload all these fantastic, and really these are just love gifts is what they are. People who love our country and they just want to help. And it's just little groups like ours that are, I got to say, this has become a very well-oiled machine that you guys are running here. And we're just happy to be a part of it, Nathan. Honestly, we've been with you since Sunday when you said you were setting up this distribution center. And we've been flying by the seat of our pants. And, every day I am moved with compassion to come join you guys because I have personally delivered those items to people coming. There's a pastor from Louisiana who's helping his uncle rebuild their church in Silsbee. That's what that was yesterday.
Was that Harden? Was that the guy that I talked
Yes.
on the phone? So they did come.
Yes, he
Oh, my
said
God, we couldn't
his
get anything to him.
because they were rebuilding the church.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any manpower to come meet me halfway because I had all those other stops to make. So I said, if you'll meet me in Cleveland, I'll unload my own personal truck with your stuff. And he called me back in about 15 minutes. He said, my nephew's coming. And his nephew came over from Louisiana to help him. So he drove his uncle's truck to meet me in Cleveland to unload all those cleaning supplies and diapers. And then I headed south after that down to New Caney to drop off the rest of that stuff.
I got a message from him. Somebody just said, I don't even know who, they said somebody told them to get a hold of me that we could help, that they felt like no one else was helping. And again, folks, if anybody ever gets mad, especially if somebody's in leadership or elected official or they own, keyword own a nonprofit. I love that. And they say, that's not true. We're here. Okay, let's get our brain together here. And, I'm not going to hold back any punches. When you've got a subdivision of 20, 30, 40, 50 houses and you're dirt poor and you can't rub two nickels together and then you're devastated, okay, first of all, you can't always get out to get stuff.
No.
Second of all, you may not know that that's there. And third of all, why should they have to come to us? If we are, look, I know that government is not supposed to take care of everything, but in my opinion, government does take care of a disaster. Government should be involved in the forefront leadership in a disaster, period. That's national safety. That's no different than fending off the bad guy coming across my borders, okay? So I'm a little frustrated at that end. And you give us the connections and you connect people together and you give us the supplies and you open things up and you cut the red tape, period. That man, when we talked on the phone, it just was terrible.
It was.
It just, they felt so desperate.
I could hear it in his voice when I said, could you please meet me halfway? I don't have the time to drive all the way over to Silsbee, and I don't even know how to get there. I don't even know what roads are open. And he said, I have a truckload already loaded for you. I just need you to meet me halfway. I cannot spend my day driving all the way to Silsbee because I have so many other things to do.
I'm so glad. See, folks, that's my point. I just teared up because that's the story. I thought we weren't able to help him. I thought we were just, we had to be like everybody else and just give him phone numbers. See, that's insane. We never expected to be able to do that.
Well, my pickup truck was sitting there empty in the parking lot.
Well, I remember
and you
we
said,
talked about it.
he's got a need. And I said,
Yeah.
well, I'll take it to him.
I forgot to even ask what happened. So
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
but that's so cool.
Yeah.
We're able.
That's what I can do.
Folks, when we say we and they and y'all, it's
community.
hundreds of people. It's not one person.
People helping people.
Yeah. What story? What's touched you?
Just the love and the support from all over the country. Like, they don't have to do it. They're unaffected by it. New York, Arkansas, they didn't get hit. But they're coming down here to help us, to go gut people's houses, come in with renting U-Haul trailers. Like, that's coming out of their pocket. They're
So
taking
let's talk about our Kansas folks.
Our Kansas.
Arkansas, Erica in here, mama. She's a hoot.
Yes.
Mama's a hoot too,
Yes.
just not as
She
big a
puts
hoot
us
as
all
Erica.
And
Shame.
hardworking. Oh, my gosh.
All right, so here's the deal. So I'm on Facebook. What's today? Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, because they needed.
Yeah,
a
it was
place.
Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
It was
Is this the
Tuesday
second
night
day?
because they were
Okay.
here
It was
yesterday.
Tuesday.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not playing that.
No, I've been like that since Harvey hit. I mean, because we had all that whole week off,
Yeah.
and I've lost track of time completely.
Okay, so
I got you. It's okay.
In the afternoon, thank you. It's a young brain. She may not be pretty, but she's smart.
Hey, watch it.
So, well, there's YouTube and Channel 12 Suddenlink that's going to pick this up. So they'll go, dude, she is cute.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't have a boyfriend either, do you?
I don't.
Okay.
Leave it to Nathan.
So,
Oh, Lord.
so late in the afternoon Tuesday, it was 4 o'clock. I remember now because I said it's an hour. It was 4 o'clock, give or take a minute, and I saw Facebook where somebody had tagged me. And Eric Estes, thank you, buddy. You are the dude. And Eric said, Nathan, can the Friends of Conroe help this people or take this or do this or something? And it was Tom Matney, I don't know Tom, we're friends on Facebook now, that was trying to help a mom and a daughter that live in Arkansas that collected water, collected money, collected clothing, bought and collected boxes upon boxes upon boxes of big boxes of diapers and cookies and crackers and snacks and things for kids and a couple of car seats.
And sorted and made sure it was the good stuff.
Well, check it out. Probably 50 plus bags of clothing that they sorted.
Oh, what a blessing.
Then they washed and dried it all.
Did they really? I didn't know about that.
Then they folded it.
Now, see, that's
Yes.
compassion.
Yes.
That's compassion. Because when you've lost everything, Nathan, do you feel loved when you have to dig through somebody's used, worn out, stinky clothes?
Yeah,
no,
she
you
told
don't.
me about how somebody dropped
That's
off a
sad.
bag of junk.
Right.
Yeah.
But they washed it.
That's love.
They folded it.
And I remember her telling me she just said that she wanted to help so badly, and she was just like, Lord, what do I do? Like, where do I go? Just open up doors. And I remember she was saying she had been on the road for a few hours coming down here after she got that U-Haul back of her truck packed and loaded, and the plans for her to drop all this stuff fell through. And she was already driving. She didn't know where she was going to go, so she was just occasionally checking Facebook, and finally someone, I think, sent her a message and was just like, go to Conroe, go to Friends of Conroe, here's the address, just show up there.
Oh, cool.
Here's who you contact. And I think, was it you or Christy? She contacted one of y'all and ended up down here.
Well, what it was Tom Matney posted on
Okay.
Facebook
Okay.
that he's trying to help these people. They've been turned away. They got turned away from agencies. Now,
Yeah.
check it out. 50 cases of water,
Clothes.
sorted, washed, and dried, folded clothes. Now, I get that some people got overwhelmed with clothing. I get that,
Yes.
okay? And we're overwhelmed. We got to get rid of stuff because it's taking up too much space. And what's sad is people are going to need it a month, 2 months, 3 months from now when they're back in their home. There's only so much clothes they can hold right now. If they're not in a home or an apartment, where are they going to put it?
That's right.
So we got to warehouse this. So he tagged me, and I just typed, yes, we'll take it. Send it this, have them contact Friends of Conroe Facebook. And then about 15 minutes later, I went, whoa, wait a minute. What size, a private message, what size truck and trailer? What's on it? I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? And so they showed up. I had to leave for a minute and came back, and they were there.
They were here.
And it's Erica and her mom from Arkansas, Maria. And so then they started working. Then we had no room at the inn.
That's right. There was
We
no
had
place for them to
nowhere
sleep.
to sleep. So, folks, do you want to hear what happened? Do you want to
go.
know what happened? It's pretty cool. We're going to take our half-hour break. No, Eric, we're not going to take a half-hour break. It's at the half hour we're going to take. Folks, Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County Lifestyle, Nathan Arrazate, Lara, Gabby. We'll be right back.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Attention movie lovers, The Ticket Stub is a new radio show servicing Montgomery County that is meant for you. The Ticket Stub is available live every Thursday at noon on FM 104.5 and 106.1, as well as anytime on irlonestar.com. Connor and Dick will let you know what's coming out in the theater, what is worth streaming, and what's going on in the world of film. The Ticket Stub, your home for movie talk.
Those deadgum Utes. Darn Yeats.
Them darn Utes.
The two what? The two Utes. The two what? The two Utes. The what? Oh, the two Utes, Your Honor. What's that movie?
My Cousin Vinny.
Yes!
Love it.
God, that's a classic. Have you even heard of it before?
I have.
My biological clock is ticking.
Bet you didn't even know I would get that one.
Oh, you're good. Oh, folks, listen, let me tell you what. We are not making light of what's going on in people's lives, but we have to have fun. We have to have normalcy. We've got to move along, so to speak, meaning we've got to keep going. Okay, so I left y'all on the two women, no men, two women from Arkansas that brought down incredible supplies that got turned away, and so we took them. So not only do we get incredible supplies that, by the way, folks, other than about 3/4 of the clothing they brought, we still have. We had a huge need for baby clothes because everybody's turning in stuff, but they're not turning in baby clothes. And guess what they brought? About 5 or 6 bags, specifically baby clothes. Those things went out the next morning. The water. Of course, we've got extra water right now, but we're fixing to send a couple of pallets, so it's backfilled. The water has been used. Their diapers, out. Some of their snacks, out. Gone. Within quicker than 24 hours. So I posted on Facebook, anybody have, any way to get a hotel room, blah, 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 blah. We've got people from Arkansas can't find a room because I called my buddy Kevin that owns Econo Lodge, and he's overbooked. People that have been flooded out of there, FEMA vouchers, contractors. People coming in to be contractors and stuff. So then we started checking around. So then I had a couple of friends. I had one incredible friend that said, hey, my husband travels a bunch, has this incredible amount of Marriott and Choice Hotel points. We want to pay for the room. I'm like, awesome. See, now notice, my post never asked for anybody to pay for it. I know somebody thought I wanted to, and they almost got offended, whatever. But it never said they wanted to pay for it. It said we just needed a hotel room. That's all. So I called around a bunch here, and they're all telling me, there's no way. We don't even know if you can get one to Dallas. So my friend went online to Choice Hotels and Marriott, and they could not find a room except in Katy. And it would have been like 50,000 points a night. So I don't know if they're gouging. I don't know what. But they were going to do it. And I thank them, and I love them for the offer, but they just couldn't drive to Katy every day. Think about trying to get there. Now, if they just needed a place to stay because they couldn't get home either, but that wasn't it. So Allison Sharpless, she's working there today. Did you meet her?
No.
I think she got on a red shirt, blonde hair. Her son's there in a white shirt.
People there.
Okay,
Oh,
Allison.
Yes.
Allison Sharpless. Her husband Gary is my doctor. They have a wellness center up there in 105 Montgomery. She messaged me. I think her words, my computer died, so I'm trying to pull it up. I don't own a hotel, but I have a room and a shower and something like that and can feed them or whatever. So I said, thank you, but I'm going to try this and that. Because I just thought, what an incredible offer. But I just didn't know. I just didn't know if I would be expecting too much. So they went to eat. I sent them to Joe's, and they said it was the best Italian they ever ate. And that's why I sent them to Joe's. And Lorgan didn't flirt with her too much because Lorgan likes to flirt. Lorgan's going to flirt with you, Gabby, when he sees you. But I'll tell him stop. She's only 17. So, long story short, Gary Sharpless and Allison Sharpless took these people in, and they're like best friends. Allison said that Gary's going, oh, my God, you met your twin. and Maria Erica's mom is going, oh my God, you met your twin. They're goofballs, dude. They are just goofballs, but in a wonderful, loving way, you know? And so Allison told me, or Erica told me that her and Allison had a long talk, and she's cried this past week several times because she felt like she didn't do enough. She doesn't know what to do. She said, God, show me what to do. I need something to do. I need to do more. I've donated, but I can do more. I need to do something special. And look what happened. Took in our people from Arkansas. And the people from Arkansas want to stay because they want to go demo houses. They love what they're doing now because they're helping, but they're not totally happy. They want to go rip sheetrock out. They want to go rip cabinets out. And that's just, wow, that's insane.
I know. It's pretty cool. It really is cool to see so many people that, you know, everybody has their place in this. There are those that can donate financially, or there are those that have the construction know-how. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't know a box cutter from a drywall knife. I really wouldn't. But I can get up here and I can put the call out to my friends all over the country and ask them, hey, would you mind doing an underwear drive where you're at? Or can you do a school supply where you're at? And so now we got items coming in from all over the country, and it's really a blessing. And you know what? If you don't offer that to your friends outside of this area, you are depriving them of a blessing.
Right.
Because when you're giving, it does something inside you. It makes you feel like you're a spoke in a giant wheel. And when you don't offer them an opportunity to give, you deprive them of the joy of knowing that they've done something.
And you know what? A lot of people don't have the time, but they have the treasure.
That's right.
Maybe you don't have the time to go volunteer, but you've got $5 or $500.
Exactly.
Now's the time to dig deep. But if you can't, that's okay. Or maybe you don't have a penny, but you've got 1 or 2 hours a week. I mean, I can tell you right now, if somebody just said I can only volunteer 2 hours a week, we'll take them.
it.
And we didn't want to, when Christy and I talked about staying open longer and stuff like that, and it was all her decision if she was going to do it or not. And if she was going to do it, I was going to support her and stuff. And I wasn't going to do it myself, but it was her leadership. It was her baby to keep carrying down the road. And we were talking about 10 to 6. And then we got to thinking, wow, you know, because we got to have lives, so to speak. And we knew it'd be hard for volunteers. But some of these trucks don't show up till 8 o'clock at night. That are supposed to be there at 3:30.
I know.
And then they're going to be there at 6. And they show up at 8 o'clock, so we don't leave till 9. But we had a handful of volunteers show up. And sometimes we need those volunteers at night when they get off of work, right? Or maybe, you know, Tracy Kerr, realtor with Top Guns, insane. She's an insane woman. She's there in the morning, then she goes and she sells houses and lists houses and consults and does stuff, and then she comes back later. Right. Her husband runs a company, Integrity Comfort Solutions. He comes in or sends in. Do you know that because business was slow, he offered his techs who were slow on calls, he would pay them $10 an hour if they would come to our distribution center.
I love it.
Wow.
Because he knew we needed the help,
Yes.
and he knew that they needed the help. My friend Matt Adams of MGR Services, look, they're not millionaires, but they paid their employees 40 hours a week for last week. Not every company can do that. So if you work for a small business and they didn't pay you, wait a minute. Not everybody can do it. It might be because they're buttheads, but it might be because they can't.
That's right.
Might be because they can't. So it's just story after story that just come out that you're like, oh my, and was it today or yesterday we were talking about something and we said, oh my God, we forgot about that. There's a million.
Honestly, I couldn't even remember what
Yeah,
day it
yeah.
is, so don't ask me.
I know.
But last night, the guys from Community Creek Church from Flower Mound in Louisville
Oh, wow, yes.
came in last night with a 25-foot box truck.
Oh, wow.
And they had just driven for hours.
Yeah.
And they
drove
got here
straight down.
late.
25-foot box truck. And when I say, I mean, it was loaded like Tetris. It looked like an Air Force, what do you call them? Cargo master or whatever. Every box was perfect. It was taped perfect. It was like a master mover did it. It was weird. and they were all marked with little sticky. A woman was in charge.
I love it. Yes.
A woman was in charge of that part. I know it.
Had to be.
Yeah, it had the label. It
So
was labeled.
organized.
And they made a couple of thousand hygiene kits.
They did.
They made several thousand hygiene kits. They sent pack and plays. They sent food.
Diapers.
They sent diapers. They sent, and all new.
Yes,
everything
it
new.
was
They
all
sent
new.
toilet paper. They sent,
Those pack and plays hadn't even come out of the box yet.
yeah.
It was amazing.
It just, and on and on and on. And folks, I'm telling you, I hope you don't get tired of this, because we've got about 3 or 4 tomorrow and next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I promise you, I did a lot of the talking today because to talk about some of the backstories, because Gabby and Lara weren't in it that much. But going forward, it's going to be people telling stories. So what's one of the biggest things that's touched you? Oh, we got 2 minutes?
For me, it has just been seeing all of my friends, because I'm not from Texas. I've lived here in Florida, but I have friends that live around the country, and they all want to help. They want to do their thing. So I've been giving them something they could wrap their mind around.
What
Underwears.
else? What else has Mama grown out of this? What cocoon opened up in Butterfly?
Oh, I told her she turned into Nathan Arrazate because she's always like, all right, guys, this is our update for whatever. And she's always holding up her
Well, I have
phone,
to
like
let
driving
them
down the
know.
road. I'm like, okay, you're about to turn into one of those, like,
I have
Facebook
met my new
famous.
little buddy here, man. She is like, her and
He's your
Boudreaux got to
sidekick.
get together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
gosh.
is like
Boudreaux.
video, Facebook update, big time.
Well, you
We got to
know.
think of a good name for
I
her.
try.
It's fun, and you're right. We have
It is
fun.
fun helping.
We have fun helping others, but we
It
have
really
fun
is.
letting others help. I love asking for volunteers because I know so
It's
many
so
people.
cool.
Look at Timothy. What do you guys
I
think
love
of Timothy?
him. He's
Love
the neatest man, so quiet, so
Timothy
compassionate.
Scott.
And he works so hard, Nathan. He is so committed to what we're doing.
You see him there every day.
As all of us are. We're tired.
He's a
These are
retired
long-
disabled Air Force.
Yep.
He is an incredible man. And, it really is an honor for all of us to work together. It's been fun.
And he's not always been able to go to a lot of places. He's gone to different organizations, and they just kind of singled this. We don't really need you.
Oh, that's too bad. They're missing out.
And I think it's because we always think that the mold that we want everybody to be our mold, what we want. He is the quietest. He's a wallflower. He's a, what do you call it? A shop mouse or something? There's a term for that.
I don't know.
He's quiet. And you give him a task, and it's done.
Yep.
You know,
He went and filled all those trucks up, like, before we
Yeah.
could finish our conversation. He was
Yeah.
back with full trucks.
it just and hug.
Oh, yeah.
He loves to give a hug. So when we all get back in a minute, because we got to fly, we're going to hug him. We're all just going to run up and hug him. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we should.
Go team.
All right, we're going to take another little short break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up what's been going on. We're going to talk about some of the needs that some of the leadership have let us know that are going on out there. And if you want to get involved, the Friends of Conroe Facebook page. If you want to donate, F.O. Conroe at consolidated.net. Every dime is going to stay here in Montgomery County area. Every dime goes back out because we do not have paid staff doing this. We'll be right back.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
La 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 la. Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear the Cindy Cochran Show with, my dear.
Monday through Friday mornings, 10 a.m. to 11, exclusively on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Simulcast globally on irlonestar.com.
Listen, if you dare, to Real Reality Radio, the Cindy Cochran Show.
All right, folks, we are back. You're listening to Montgomery County Lifestyle with Nathan Arrazate on Lone Star Community Radio. Folks, You got to tune into this station, 104.5, 106.1. Go to irlonestar.com and download the app. Go to iTunes, Google Play. Go to their YouTube channel. Go to mine. Go to Montgomery County Lifestyle YouTube channel. Go to Montgomery County Lifestyle YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. This stuff is going to be there. It's not just my show. There's other great talk shows. There's great sports shows that Jake does every Wednesday. There's great music shows. This is community. Sponsorships. I'm not supposed to beg for them, so I'm not. Just contact me. You need to support local community radio. You need to support my show, and I want to get you bit awareness about being a sponsor. So see, I didn't beg for it. I just threw it out there.
And we're not all as big of goofballs as Nathan is. So, yeah. If you want a little more normality in your life,
Actually,
the other shows.
If you want to be boring, go ahead. I had somebody recently say, yeah, I think he's kind of crazy and this and that. Whatever. My clients seem to like what I do. I also know how to pattern myself, I'm not going to be Boudreaux for Conroe funeral directors. Duh. I got a little more brains than that. Not a lot. But tune in more often. Tune into my show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I had to miss a lot because my dad's going through and my mom were going through some severe medical issues. I'm going to have to get Christy to be my co-host more going forward because of my dad's medical issues. We're going to have to address cancer sucks. Let me just say that. And so before we wrap everything up here in a little bit, let's just remind everybody the way we started talking about this was Christy Leggett, Mark Jefferson, Stephen Nelway, Stephanie Walls, Keith Reagan, Jamie Nelway, Lindsay Morgan jumped in. She helps out a lot. But those were the kind of the core group. And other people got involved. Notice I'm just saying they kind of spearheaded this. They kind of brainstormed it. They kind of decided to feed a couple hundred people a day. And then now it took on a life of its own. Stephen and Keith were out there cooking sometimes at 6 or 7 in the morning until 9 or 10 at night, maybe even 11. I think 1 or 2 nights they did have to be out there till 11. Jamie was out there. Probably 16-hour days. Christy, 16-hour days. Stephanie, 16-hour days. And then other people too. And you notice that you don't see a bunch of selfies and stuff. You see my voice and face because I'm trying to be the voice and face for the movement, for the volunteers, for the donors. But it's not about that. But you know what, Gabby? It's about you. But you want to make it about everybody else. Lara, it's about you. But you also want to make it about everybody else. The Willis friends we've got that are the husband and wife that are unloading this morning. I think she's got on like green or yellow shorts or something like that. Okay. They partnered up with some friends of theirs in Tennessee. So Saturday, Tennessee shows up with this gigantic enclosed trailer, and I was the only person there. I didn't have any, because we were closing up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they were going to be there right then. 3 or 4 pallets of water. Wow. And just insane donations. And then they presented us with $725 cash.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
Shane. I think it's Shane. Oh, man. I get his name wrong. And then Brian, and I forget his wife's name, that owned Pro Bodies Fitness in Tomball and Willis. Pro Bodies Fitness, Willis and Tomball. You got to go by and tell them you love them. You got to go by and join. I need to go by and join. I'm going to stay at Fearless Boxing, but anyway. So they did a drive for clothing, and they did the same thing. They picked through it, and they made sure it was near perfect. Awesome. And they brought water, and they brought all kinds of diapers and wipes and all kinds of supplies. 2 flatbed truckloads and 10 pickup truckloads. And one day they came through there and brought us. Wow. So then we're talking about what they were going to do next, or what are you guys doing tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. They had to go to Beaumont because her mom's house was fine, but all her friends and family lost everything. So while they knew that, they still brought us all that love. So we loaded them up. She cried, so the rest of us cried. Right. And so, yeah, We cried a lot this week. Oh, God. And so we loaded them up with all kinds of goodies to take. And they're like, no. Y'all collected this for Montgomery County and Conroe. We said, no. We collected it for people in need.
Yep.
We collected it for anybody that was hurting.
That's right. It's not ours.
Yes, we wanted to take care of Montgomery County first because, yes, we had the need. So, and Beaumont was just getting plastered, and nobody was talking about it. Nobody was talking about Beaumont, and they were already plastered. Percentage-wise, per capita, they got plastered so much more than even Houston did. And the demographic, and the financial, what do you want to call it, socioeconomic level. So we loaded them up, and then we loaded them up with a bunch of meat. And somebody said, well, what are they going to do with that? Well, we'd already talked to them. She's like, oh, my dad's house is fine. We got a big old smoker there. We can cook it. So they wanted to cook it to feed the neighborhood.
Awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is cool.
So you got to go by Pro Bodies Fitness in Tomball and Willis and just say, we heard you guys were heroes. We heard you guys were angels. Let's load them up with that. If they have a Facebook page, can I have time to look for it? Should I look for it?
And that's the thing. It's not, these big names that you see people out there. It's us. I mean, we're not
The little small businesses
nobodies.
that are really,
So-
Look at
they're
this
also
integrity.
helping their own employees. Some of
Yeah.
these small businesses are paying their employees, even though they're at home cleaning out their own houses, and they're helping them financially recover themselves with the cleanup. Because let's face it, most of these people did not have flood insurance. They're already saying 80% of them did not. So
Pro Bodies Fitness Willis. Pro Bodies Fitness Willis. Go to their Facebook page now and like it. Man, those girls got some big old arms. There's some big old muscle people there. So just, there's so much. We're going to be leaving now, but folks, just, we got a minute or two. Just know this. Find an organization and get involved, okay? I'm not saying you got to come to the Friends of Conroe. I'm not saying you got to come to the distribution center I'm at, but get involved. You don't have any money? Share everything on Facebook you see. You never know who's going to see it. You believe in God? You have a relationship with God? Drop down to your knees at least once a day. If that's all you can do is once a day, that's fine. That's fine. Or 50 little, God, please help them every day. How about that? That's a prayer. That's a prayer. God, I don't know what they need, but please help them. That's a prayer. That's a conversation. If you got $5, send it to somebody. The Friends of Conroe would love to have it. We're going to keep it here in local, but if you want to take it somewhere else, that's fine. That's fine. But get involved. Thank some people. Thank people. Even though we all don't do it for the word thank you, every now and then when we're having a rough day, it kind of sounds good. Kind of feels good.
Long days.
Yeah. I have to apologize when I get back. Christy and Tracy are like, you're kind of quiet today. I said, yep, I'm not in a good mood. I'm not real happy right now, and I don't want to be happy. And they went, all righty then. But though we laughed about it because they said, you know what, sometimes you just gotta retreat. But you gotta come back twice as hard. So folks, thank you for supporting Nathan Arrazate. Thank you for supporting Montgomery County Lifestyle on this platform. But to the county, to the world, if you're listening, when I share this, I'm going to pray that you guys blow it up. Thank you on behalf of that core Friends of Conroe that got this started, that without them, this never would have happened. Thank them. Thank the rest of the Friends of Conroe and the board of directors that voted to allocate money for this. Because even though some of them weren't out there because they had to work. See, remember that too, folks. Just because some people aren't out there doesn't mean they don't want to be. So don't ever judge, okay?
that's right.
But thank the Friends of Conroe who had the connections and their friends and their personal friends. And thank those that you see. When you see them posting, it means the world to them to send that out there. When you see Lara's videos, she wants to touch somebody. So share it. Have fun with it. Find where you're needed. Get involved. Demand that your elected officials give you answers if you're not seeing relief, if you're not seeing support. And know that not everything is meant for just a pretty picture, but also when you see those pretty little pictures, stay away from it. It's not about pretty pictures for us. It's about pretty pictures to tug at heartstrings so that we can get the help we need. Folks, Nathan Arrazate, Montgomery County Lifestyle, thanking you. Follow this station, be a part of this station, be a part of a show. Find your niche here. Your niche is here somewhere. Play great music 24/7. This is your county. This is your life. We're going to go finish unloading, uploading, and going crazy with thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of stuff because that's our style.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.